Yeah, let me get the other machine on. Get the other backup machine running. Need to get it running. This will be on my YouTube channel. All the other guys. And make sure the video runs. Okay, I think that is running okay. Ida, if you'd like to join us in the main panelist room, just say yes to the little pop-up, which means you can switch your video on, or you can just stay in the attendee room if you don't want to show yourself. But you can all switch your sound on in the attendee room now. Right, so let's get underway. I think that's everybody here. I'm just going to find the presentation now. It's somewhere amongst all the windows. I think it's here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so. If you guys could all go on mute, so I don't get all the beeps and stuff when you're not talking, that'd be great. Okay, so let's start this off. So welcome to Manifesting the New Earth. This is a free manifestation webinar. And I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. And a nice image shortly before the webinar. What do you think of that one? This is the New Earth. Okay. So I'm going to do the little intro for the guys who are going to hit this video cold. Then we'll be much more informal. So, are you here to help the world? You guys here to help the world? Hands up. You here to help the world? Yeah. To build a new Earth out of the ashes of the old matrix, which is collapsing. I should say it was past tense, collapsed actually around our ears in the past 4 years. Given what's been going on, the amount of darkness coming out in the world, all the hidden stuff and truth is coming out. And it's our job to bring our special gifts of service, we as light workers, deep within our souls, to help rebuild this new Earth. We've been trying probably most of our lives. How many of you have been trying hard to get your gift out? Hand up? Yeah. Because our job is to build a new Earth. No one else is going to do it. That's why we were born. So this free live manifestation webinar is to help heal the emotional blocks. Okay, to unleash your gift of service so you can feel more fulfilled and co-create this new Earth. So we move from this very separated, selfish, isolated, polarized consciousness civilization to a much more loving and connected civilization that values all life and seeks to maximize its potential. This is what we're here to do. Okay, so we're going to work on this today. All right. But what I'd like to do first before we go any further is hear from you guys. What brought you here? Hi, Abby, if you want to switch the video on, it's optional. Just say yes to being a panelist, or you can just switch your mic on. Okay, same for you. So, okay, so if you want to speak, just wave your hand at me if you have the video on, or just switch your mic on if you're in the attendee room and just say your name. Marjorie. Are you going to say something? You have to switch your mic on. You have to, Marjorie, you have to switch your mic on. We can't hear you. It's on the bottom. It's on. I'll just, if you just say yes to the sound.
Okay, now?
Yep, loud and clear.
That's good.
So
okay.
Why have you come? What's your piece of creating the new Earth?
Oh, I have gifts in the area of early childhood education and starting them at 2, 3, and 4 years old to allow the individual to be their own individual before they're imprinted with the cultures and the things that they will likely need to adapt to. And that's my primary motivation. And I have a plan with which that could be initiated for showing an example that how that would play out. And that's following Barbara Marx Hubbard's and Sri Aurobindo's work. So I'm a continuation of what I see is already in motion.
And where are you located? You guys just tell me where you are.
I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and I initially found you because I was following Connie Kaplan's work and translating it into cute little birthday videos using the natal chart and her 30 principles. So, and then I saw you on Gaia with Regina Meredith. And so I really still am a little clueless, but I'm looking forward to our conference. I think I'll feel like I know a little bit more about what's going on. So, anyway, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for opening this channel for us.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome. Who's next? Who wants to sort of, okay, Angelina?
Okay, I came before to the last one.
Yep.
I've forgotten all about it because I haven't been very well. I just happened to spot it after meditating on healing the world, would you believe? I literally was sitting meditating, came in here half dozy and saw the thing. I haven't even got my lippy on. Anyway, my mission since I was a little girl was always to love the person in front of me. And I grew up to be a healer and a fixer and a broken fixer. And I'm here because I want to feel what everybody else is doing. Marjorie, fantastic. I want to join. I want to be in the vibe of other people who have that same knowing that we can, what we can envisage and what we can feel from our hearts, we can make reality. And I really believe that, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to manifest what's in your hearts, your deepest soul's desire to serve. All right, who's next? This is just what we're doing. We're setting a group intention here, and the sort of will guide us through the process. Okay. So who wants to? Melissa, your mic's off. You're going to say something to me. Hi. Whoops, you're going upside down. There you go.
Am I on?
You're on now. You're right way up now.
So what brought me here today, I've been doing a ton of modalities. I grew up with a mom that had premonitions and never really thought anything of it till actually around COVID when things started clicking for myself. And like I said, we got into a bunch of different modalities, and then my son got into numerology, and somehow I came across your stuff. And to truthfully tell you, when I opened up your book and start kind of playing around, a lot of my family members, I felt like their karma that they came in with was such, identical challenges that they were dealing with. And then, they all had talents that, I could see, and it just really has blown my mind, the synchronicities. With each individual. And I feel like if we can kind of learn like our earth manual here, I feel like it can just make such a better life for everybody and the people around them. And then just like you said, become that new earth where I think, many people wanting to be light workers, I think it just kind of will introduce, the curiosity in them as well. And I just feel like this is just kind of my path. I feel like I've tried a bunch of different modalities and they all are wonderful, but this one just is like, I just want to learn more and learn more. So I can't wait till October.
Oh, you're coming on Soul Contract 1 because your name looks familiar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hand you the Holy Grail of consciousness so you can help a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
All right. Guido, do you want to share?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. So, I was in a very, very, very classical corporate job, and I quit it in summer 19, and I went many ways, and now I found a good passion in myself, adding up from two areas. The one area is basically astrosophy, where I did like a 3 years course, and where I want to help people, to get an understanding of their soul purpose, of their plan. And the other side is to to work on team and organizational development in the corporate business. And I started my self-employment last year in October, more or less, plus minus. And I'm currently struggling with resonance from the field, if you want. Yeah. So I feel that it's the right thing to do for me. Maybe there is a little bit on the left or on the right to go, and I'm just searching for the right resonance. And currently, I have very low resonance in terms of customers from the field, if you want. Yeah, and this is where I am.
Yeah, it's about discovering the real passion and soul of what you wish to deliver, not what the matrix is programming you to believe, what is true for you in your heart. And when you align with that, and when you clear enough of the ego, which is what we're going to do some of today, then what happens is that the right people start to turn up. So you start to be passionate about your gift of service. They feel it and they're attracted to that. So you get to the two things in meeting. Okay, you get the ideal audience, ideal person, that's what we call our ideal client avatar. And then you get your ideal gift, which is not work for you, it's just love. You just want to share that with people. So it takes a while to get to. Okay, yeah. It takes a little while to get to. But the main thing is you're on the journey. You've escaped from the corporate matrix. I escaped 25 years ago. So, and live a happier life. May not be as rich financially, but it's a lot more satisfying. It's a lot more richer emotionally. So,
yeah. That's what I'm actually currently facing is a phase where I don't know how to finance the next month. So it's a very high speed inner development.
Yeah.
And I try to work as much as with my inner self than working on the outside. It's a very interesting journey I'm on since this year, I can say. Yeah.
Well, the jump from corporate is going from a very 3D programmed left brain process. I was very high up on the corporate world in telecommunications, to a fifth dimensional love-based flowing with a heart, which is complete right brain process, which is completely different. And it's making that jump. You have to basically deprogram yourself and then retrain yourself by following the flow of spirit, not the flow of the business plan, not the flow of all the conditioning from education and from the corporate spec you've had to, it's been imprinted on you for your whole life until now. So that transition is the most important part. So it's about complete change of mindset and complete change of consciousness. And you're in the transitionary phase at the moment. And that takes time to unlearn stuff and learn new stuff.
Yeah.
That's the key to it. And if you, as you do that, and if you flow with a heart, then there's a divine plan that your higher self has designed, which will then gradually manifest the business and gradually pay the bills. But it takes time. So you're stuck between two systems at the moment. So
yeah.
Okay. You might be interested in this weekend. We're running a thing called marketing and manifesting your business, which is that process of transition, an introduction of how to move from the 3D to a 5D space, to escape from the corporate matrix, but just to transition fully into service. If you're interested, so I'll put that in the YouTube description. Okay. That might be of interest to you, because I had to learn all that the hard way 25 years ago. So I've distilled the essence of it as an introduction, if you're interested in that. So, because we're so programmed to think in a certain way, and none of it will actually work for what you're trying to do. Okay. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Shannon, do you want to say hi?
Sure. Everything that everybody has said, I resonate with. Specifically what you guys were just talking about. I think I'm definitely going to come this weekend to what you just mentioned, the marketing and manifesting your business, because I too am in that space of in between 3D and 5D. the void, I guess. And clarity is what I'm looking for, I guess. But that's where I'm at too. I
Yeah.
have so many ideas, but I don't know how to quiet my ego, I guess, enough to listen to my heart enough to take all the inspired action and without being worried about some of the stuff that's still happening in 3D, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about this transitionary process, all the stuff where your mind's going. But it's a complete retraining. I'll put this thing in the chat, seeing people are interested in that. Let me just, I'll put it in the chat so you can see there's still places. Yeah. This is my latest passion, helping you guys escape from the matrix. So I have been there myself. Okay, so does anyone else from who's in the attendee room, any of you guys want to say hi? You switch your microphone on the bottom left and just say your name and then just share, or you can just put it in the chat. You don't have to, you don't want, it's just an opportunity to contribute to the manifestation of where we're going. Everyone's quiet, that's okay. All right, we'll get into it then. Right, so I will go back to the presentation. Right. Waiting for the share to come up. It's running now. You should be able to see that picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on two parts today. I'm first going to teach you a meditation of oneness for accessing the multidimensional self. So this is you in your earth suit. Initially you thought this is all there was. I'm stuck on earth. Maybe there's a God, maybe there's not. And it's all very scientific and black and white. This is just all there is. And I'm dust later. But we are going to access all the bits you're not fully conscious of, all these high dimensional bits. Because the ability to manifest the new earth, your piece of manifesting the new earth, is held here. It's held in the high dimensional part of you. And you all have a divine plan. So don't feel it. You have to figure this whole thing out yourself, especially if you're in the middle of the escape. You're in no man's land, as Shannon says, or in the void, which is pretty scary. Just know that there is a plan, just that you haven't plugged into it yet. And this is what we're going to do today, is to help you plug into what is your gift of service? What's the plan? So the business plan for, say, Shannon and Guido has already been written. You don't have to work it out. You've just got to get clear enough to access what your soul's already designed. I hope that's a little more reassuring, okay? Right, that's actually how it works. So what we're going to do today is that the way it works is that you all come from source. We all come from source. This is on the 12th dimension. And source wanted to expand its consciousness. So it took parts of itself and densified them through the dimensions all the way down to the third dimension down here. This is just pure consciousness here, pure light. So it got to the point that we are in these earth suits which appear and feel, we perceive them as solid, but they're just densified light. And we got so far removed, the spark of source in us, spark of the divine called your soul, got so far removed that the ego personality, my ego personality, Nicolas, talking to yours, to Guido, Shannon, Marjorie, Angelina, Melissa, and you other guys, Selena, Sophie, etc., perceives that this is all there is and that there is no God. It feels abandoned by God. We feel completely separate. So it's how separate we got. You might ask, well, why would you do that? Life is so challenging and hard a lot of the time, as you all know. Why on earth would you do that? Well, we did that as a collective whole because there's only one great soul here. We're all part of one great soul, God in a spiritual sense. Okay, source. We did that so we could feel separate from ourselves as possible. And then that urge in us to find our true purpose is the urge of the soul to return home. Marjorie, if you could just mute, that'd be great.
What?
Yeah, I'll just mute you because I'm getting some of the background noise. We basically are seeking to get back to source. That's why we're seeking our purpose. That's why you're here today. And each soul has a unique pathway to get back to source in consciousness and to transcend this physical body and move up the dimensions. I mean, it takes billions of years for a species to collectively go unconscious, then become conscious through the many generations to get back to source. And divine healing, which is what this workshop is all about, this training, this webinar is about, is a tool that comes from source to clear the pathway back home. And as you get clearer, then you access your gift of service, you access your means of creating the new earth, transforming this civilization, okay, which is rapidly, it's dismantled itself. So it can prepare to go home to source. And what you're seeing in the world is what we call points of darkness, all the really bad stuff happening in the world, all the crazy bad stuff going on the past 4 years, is the darkness that's already been there that anchored us this far away from God. I mean, we are in the end times as described in Revelations. It's happening in our lives. So what happens is that as consciousness, as light is brought to darkness, truth is brought to falsehood, darkness holds, the darkness unpins itself, and we start to move back this way. Okay, and once all the truth in the world's come out, once all this big mess is cleaned up, and we build the new earth collectively, we will return home in consciousness. So you guys were born at a time, this is one of the greatest times to be alive, because in your lifetime, in the next few years, you're going to see a completely different world. We're going to co-create a completely different world. All the things that you thought that have enslaved us, that you thought were permanent, are going to be gone. Okay, and we're going to have very advanced technologies, completely different ways of governance, sovereignty for the first time for most human beings. No starvation, okay, free energy. All these technologies and ways of living, which have been suppressed for hundreds of years, are going to come into our reality. And so your part is to access your higher self here to bring your particular gift. I mean, my gift, my mission is to help you manifest your mission. That's why I was born. That's why we have these incredible tools with Center for Conscious Ascension. That's why I wrote the book, Your Soul Contract Decoded, because it's the light worker's guide that I wish I had when I was 19. I woke up. Someone could just tell me how this thing worked, but it took a lot longer. It took another 30 years before I figured out what that was. Actually, no, I didn't get the guide to 11 years later, but I didn't write the book for another 20 years. So my job is to give you the manual, the tools to get home and bring your mission online. That's what we're doing here. So some other concepts to explain here. So our egos are trying to keep us separate from God as much as possible. So they focus on all the stuff. How many of you guys have your ego, which is not you, ruminate all the stuff that's not working? Put your hand up. Yep, that's fine. It's normal. Okay, it's normal because it's trying to distract you from looking at all the good stuff, the non-red stuff, or the brilliance that you are. Okay. If you did, and you started focusing on this mission, which is what I'm doing today, help you focus on your mission, you give less energy to the things which aren't working, and therefore you starve them. You starve it of manifestation energy. You pull your head out of your navel, and you lift it up, right up, and you look into the future, and you tune into what's in your heart, and you start to manifest what you're here to really do, which obviously is the last thing the ego wants, because that means you're going to get back to God, back to source. And you become this, you become a super conscious, multidimensional being. You start to remember where you came from. You're no longer this small, limited human being. So the way we do that, where we accelerate the process, is that we peel our ego onion created by the soul contract. Sounds like a lot of you who have read the book or are familiar with it. We peel this ego onion with divine healing to get back to the love that we are before we came here. That love is going to determine how you're going to get home to the source and how you're going to deliver your gift of service to create this new world. I mean, for each of us who actually made it into a body, there were many other souls who didn't get in. To make the most of it, because it's hard to get in here, even though you're thinking, God, why did I volunteer? I think that on a bad day. Okay, so make the most of it. That's why there's so many people in the world. A lot of souls want to come and experience this and help out. So the fundamental principle of what we're doing today is that we're going to focus on your gift of service, okay, or what you know of it as best as possible. Then what that's going to do is that's going to trigger your ego, because your ego is going to go, oh no, Guido can't go back to source. He can't get his mission online. He has to go back and get a horrible corporate job again. And Guido's going, no way. So I was at that point. I nearly went back to work, Guido, after 5 years, and because it got so tough. And actually what happened when I did, I started looking for jobs. Suddenly the flow opened. The spirit said, no way that you're doing this. You have something more important to do. So focusing on where you want to go with your gift of service is going to trigger lots of issues in the ego, because it's trying to keep them more unconscious. It tries to stop you unconsciously, but it's going to trigger them, and you're going to feel them. And because they've gone to the level of your consciousness, this is the conscious mind, this is the unconscious here. We're going to trigger all the stuff in the way, Guido, of you manifesting this gift of service, and then we're going to clear them. Okay, so we're being a bit sneaky here, because the ego will stop you at any cost. Okay, it doesn't like you focusing on what you want to do. So we've got to bring feeling consciousness here to whatever issues come up. And when you can feel something, you can heal it. Okay, when you can't feel it, you can't heal it. This is the key to getting back to God. I'll just give you a bit of a quick overview of what the process, then we're going to go and do it. So the ego gets clever. So it says, oh, I don't want Shannon to leave that corporate job either. So I'm going to numb her out. I'm going to make sure she can't feel her programs. Does that sound familiar, Shannon? Stuff's going on, you don't know where it comes from. Okay, well, this is this icing here. This is this emotional ice. Okay, the ego is onto what we're trying to do. Its job is to keep us from awakening. But what we're going to do, through willingness, desire, and courage, we're going to bring consciousness and break through with love the defensive mechanisms of the ego to get to these separation programs that are stopping you manifesting your gift of service. We're going to peel the onion a bit faster, ego onion. It's what divine healing does in essence, because your higher self built you in a very specific way so you can go to sleep, see if you can wake up. Therefore, it knows how to dismantle your ego in the right order, which is what we do with divine healing. And you're right, Guido, the key to actually manifesting your outer business is the internal work. Normally in corporate work, it's irrelevant. You know, everyone gets put in a box, do as you're told to you. You die emotionally, physically, or mentally. 90% of people in the corporate world are emotionally disconnected from their job for that reason. That was a Gallup survey. It's pretty shocking, really, which means most people, really, actually, because the margin of error means, and statistics means pretty much everyone in a corporate job really doesn't like what they do most of the time. You might be an exception, Shannon, but you're in the car and you should be working, so that's telling us something. Okay, so well done. Okay, so the key here is to bring consciousness to these programs, and the ego is going to try and stop you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to do a meditation of oneness. So I'm going to teach you this meditation of oneness, which is how I manifested this global business, and that's going to trigger a whole lot of stuff emotionally, and then we're going to clear all that stuff. Okay, so what I want you to do first is close your eyes and breathe through your mouth. Because closing the eyes, what it does is it shuts the mental body down, because it's saying, is it real what he's saying? It's going to, all this mind chatter is going to come up. I want you to breathe through your mouth to go into your body, because breathing through the nose keeps you in your head, which is the last place we want to be. Because we want to feel the soul communicating to the body. Okay, so close your eyes and breathe into the heart and feel, that includes you, Guido, because the mind will get in your way. And I want, if you're clear on your gift of service, I want you to visualize it and feel it in your heart as if it's already done, as if it's completed. Don't worry about how we're going to get there. Let the universe do that. If you're not clear what it is, then have the intention in your heart that you gain clarity. So you go as much as you do as much as you can here. Okay? Because when you focus on what you wish to create, you pulled your head out of your navel, and therefore you're not creating all the bad stuff you don't like. The universe says, you're focusing on what you want. Therefore, and the universe's job is to give you everything you focus on consciously or mainly unconsciously. So I'll do that with you too. And it's very important not to share what that is with anyone else. It's a sacred gift of the soul. So focus on your gift of service. And it's important to have no negatives. Like if you say, I know, I don't want to have a bad job anymore, you'll get a bad job. So focus on the positive state. And be aware the mind's going to be yapping away, and it's okay. Maybe resisting it, saying this stuff's not going to work. Okay? But it does. And just be okay with whatever comes up. Just observe it, because it's just the ego yapping away. It's usually pretty noisy. So we are going to connect with the oneness of all that is now. Because you may be feeling separate from God, but we're going to catch the oneness of all that is, which is who you actually truly are, from the third dimension all the way back to source in the 12th dimension. Because when we do that, when we feel at one with everything, you can draw from the oneness of all that is anything that you want, anything that you desire that's in divine order for you to come. So we're not pulling the manifestation or what you want from this reality, because this reality is like a big three-dimensional projection screen. We're going to draw it from source or whatever dimensional level it sits on. And if you feel one in the moment you draw it, then it's more likely it's going to turn out. Okay? And so we're going to do what's called the unified chakra meditation. And this meditation is going to expand your heart. It's going to be a spherical ball of light. It's going to expand from your heart all the way back to source. So we're going to unify with all that you truly are. Okay? So I want you to breathe through your mouth. Create a glowing ball of ultraviolet light in your heart chakra in the middle of your chest. Breathe the ultraviolet light of the soul into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the throat chakra and the solar plexus, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe the ultraviolet light of the soul into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the brow chakra and the navel chakra, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe the ultraviolet light of the soul into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the crown chakra and the base chakra, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And as you're doing this, feel how your gift of service is going to contribute to the creation of the new earth. In whatever form it is, whatever's right for you. And you'll each do this in your own unique way. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the astral, causal, and electromagnetic bodies around you, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the alpha chakra. This is one hand length above your crown and slightly forward. And the omega chakra, one hand length below the base of your spine, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the waves of Metatron to vibrate in the alpha and the omega chakras, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Allow the waves of Metatron to vibrate between the alpha and the omega chakras. These are magnetic, electric, and gravitational waves. And have them merge with the astral, causal, and electromagnetic bodies to create what we call the kingdom. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the eighth chakra, one hand length directly above your head and your upper thighs, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness at the center of the heart and allow the emotional body to merge with the eighth chakra. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the ninth chakra, two hand lengths above the head and the lower thighs, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the mental body to merge with the physical fields. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 10th chakra way above your head and your knees, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body, and allow the spiritual body to merge with the physical fields. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and allow, or actually allow the throne to form at the 10th chakra level. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 11th chakra way above your head and your upper calves, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body, and allow the oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 12th chakra way above your head and your lower calves, forming one unified field of light. within, through, and around your body. And allow the Christ over soul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the 13th chakra way above your head and your feet, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the I am of soul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 14th chakra way above your head and way below your feet, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow source to merge with the throne. And allow the highest frequencies of your spirit to emanate from the 10th chakra level, 3 hand lengths above your head, down into your crown chakra, down into your heart chakra, and radiate out into the kingdom as you feel more grounded in your spirit, grounded in the oneness that you truly are, from which you will draw whatever you need to manifest your gift of service, to manifest, co-create the new earth. This is why we were born in this time, very special time on earth. We call maximum separation from spirit. We are commencing the journey to return home, source. So this manifestation process comes from, part of this manifestation process comes from Wayne Dyer's Manifest Your Destiny book. This is the bit that's going to happen now. The rest of it is my adaptation of light body techniques, especially the unified chakra. So we use sounds of God to invoke our connection to oneness, to co-create our gift of service, to manifest the new earth. So I'm just going to close the window because of the neighbours. I'm going to do some toning there. The first sound of God we're going to use is the ah sound. So everyone make an ah sound, like ah. Okay, you can turn the microphones on, including you guys in the attendee room, because if we hear each other, it's more powerful as a group. Very, very powerful as a group when we do this. Okay, microphones unmutes on the bottom left, guys. Let's just try this. Ah. 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 Now what I want you to do is focus on the base chakra, which is our creative center, and feel in there the manifestation of your service, whatever that service is, your gift of service is to co-create the new earth. And we're going to move it with the R sound from our base up to our crown to clear the pranic tube. And then once we've done that's the first step shown here. And then the second step will be to move it from the base to the crown out to the oneness, the unified field of all that is, which you've connected to previously. Okay. And it's important just to feel as if this is already done. Okay. In the third stage, we'll be continue to making the R sound and then going up to oneness, but it's about feeling gratitude as if it's already done. And if you're totally 100% in a place that it's already done, the universe will say it's done, and it'll just happen. It'll work out all the details. So you have to work out the details of the manifestation. Just go for what's deep in your heart and how you see it, because soul's trying to communicate to you that. And let the universe work out all the fine details, okay? Because that's its job. Let it do all the hard lifting. Okay, so let's move for our manifestation from our base up to our crown, making the R sound together. We'll do this for a little while. Normally you do this for 1/3 of 20 minutes at sunrise, which is why we've got this diagram here. And I'll put links in the YouTube description how to find out sunrise from exactly where you are. Okay, it's more accurate than you see on the internet. It's a specific app you can get for this. Okay, so let's make the sound of R from the base to the crown with our manifestation in our consciousness. Ah. 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 Clearing a pathway here. You may feel different emotions. Ah. 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 Feel what comes up. It's okay, whatever it is. Flushing out all the barriers in the ego, all the blockages, unconscious blockages are trying to stop you. Now, next seconds. So you would have done that for about 6 minutes, 6 minutes and 40 seconds, approximately. 1/3 of 20 minutes at sunrise. The second one is to breathe from the base to the crown out to oneness with the same feeling as if it's already done. So do that now. So now it's really plugging into oneness. Ah. And be with whatever feelings come up. I'm feeling gratitude, for example. Ah. Gratitude for my part of the new earth being created. You have gratitude for your part of the new earth being created as you deliver your gift of service. Ah. Ah. So you may have all sorts of feelings coming up as if it's already done. It could have been gratitude, it could have been joy, happiness. I was just about crying there. But now we want to focus on gratitude, because when we for it being done, because when we focus on gratitude, what happens then is this. Something magic happens. Gratitude opens up a direct connection from you in this third dimensional reality in your little earth suit, right to source. It bypasses the ego completely. It bypasses anything in the way of connecting to source. And source basically infuses directly into you. Okay, so that's when all sorts of interesting magic stuff starts to happen. Okay, so we're going to just connect to gratitude as best you can, as if it's already done, with the R sound from base to crown to oneness. It's already done. The delivery of gift of service to co-create your part of the new earth. Ah. 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 Just feel how that is. Feel how your heart is opened. You know, you have a sense of stillness. The source energy is coming in. So you're commanding the universe because you are a spark of the divine. You are God, even though you forgot. You may also be aware of what's may have been triggered in the ego, trying to stop all this. So I want you to stay connected to that, okay? Because we're going to go out now with divine healing, clear whatever came up. Okay, so just be present with it. We're going to bring feeling consciousness to it. We're going to break through any resistance the ego has with love, okay? All right. And we're going to clear it. So I've opened the divine healing space because divine healing is based upon ask and you shall receive. And you just asked what you desire to receive. And what happens as part of the earth experience here is that there's a whole layer at the bottom end of the astral plane of energy interference, lots of astral beings. You know, stuff you see in Ghostbusters, stuff like that. It's all real. And so what we're going to do, the whole bunch of these guys have been trying to stop you connecting to source. So we're going to punch a hole through this with love. It's interference. So you can have much more connection to higher self and the manifestation energy you need to create your gift of service. I want you to keep your eyes closed, and you may feel your body move. You may sense energies moving out of your body, from the surface of your body. You might want to burp or yawn. That's fine. And the first thing I'm going to clear, I'm going to do this quietly with divine healing, are earthbound souls. These are beings who have left a physical body and are attached to you because you're carrying the same issue that they had when they were in a body. So we're going to clear them first, okay? Doing this quietly now to help. Feel the shift as they leave. You might go quite cold or hot or both. Okay. Breathing through your mouth. Express gratitude to the angels who have helped remove these beings. They've taken them out of tunnel of light back to the high dimensions. They've taken them at least to the fourth and fifth dimension because they just basically got lost, you see. Now we're going to clear extraterrestrial presences, beings who are studying us, especially our emotional life, because a lot of them have lost their emotional bodies. Nothing to worry about, but they're very active. Observing us is actually affecting us adversely in terms of our experience. So we're going to remove them as well. I'm doing this quietly now as well. Feel the shift as they leave. Anyway, my vision just got much clearer, just then sharper. For example, now I want to yawn. Oh, that's fine. Now we're going to remove discarnates, entities, and attachments. These are the remaining astral beings. I'm going to take a whole bunch of these guys out. Feel the shift as they leave. Gratitude for them leaving. That being feeding off and triggering a lot of your emotional programs to feed off the negative emotional energy coming from you. That's food for them. Now what I want you to do, keeping breathing through your mouth, is to feel whatever came up, whatever's still left in you that came up, that got triggered out of your subconscious, whatever feelings came up as we were doing that meditation. Okay? This is where I want you to bring feeling consciousness to that, to whatever was there. It's important not to judge it, just be conscious. This is just what came up, and we're going to clear these main low frequency programs. This is one particular chart in Divine Healing. We have 26 charts in Divine Healing we work with. And so breathing through your mouth is most important. Often the ego will try and get us to close our mouth, so we go through our nose, we stay in our head so we don't feel it. But breathing through the mouth will bring consciousness as much as possible. And be okay with whatever's there, just is. Because the ego will want to judge it and feel bad about it. It's normal. So just be present with whatever's coming up and breathe into it with your eyes closed. And be aware of how this program operates in your life without going into a big story. Ego loves stories. We just want the emotional data. Well, what is this? Become aware of when this occurred. It might have been sometime earlier in this life. You might be aware it's a past life. Okay. Could have come from anywhere. And open to all aspects of this feeling. Expand your consciousness to all aspects of this feeling. This is the last thing the ego wants you to do, because if you can feel it, you can heal it. I'm aware of any attachment the ego has to holding on to this program. It gets a lot of negative energy from this, what we call secondary gain in therapy. Becoming aware of any feelings of being bad for having the program, and any judgment around it. The more you can open to it, the more it can integrate and heal. Expanding your consciousness into all aspects of this program, going to places where your consciousness never has before, because the ego didn't want you to. I want you to open your eyes now, and we're going to do some what we call command codes. You as a spark of the divine, you as a spark of God incarnate, which is who you truly are. You're going to use the word of God, these command codes, very specifically, because you brought consciousness to this program, to clear it. Okay? And so this is level 1 Divine Healing Manual. This is the main low frequency program chart. So when you say these words, you're going to repeat after me. When you say these words, we're going to do it all together. You've got to say them with reverence and be very grounded. It's not just words. You're commanding the universe to change something within you. And if you're very present and say it with total and positive intent, it'll happen. Okay? The mind will try and reel the words off. It's not about that. It's about being conscious of it. Because the word, it says like in the beginning there was the word in the Bible. Okay? It's not a Christian thing at all. But it's basically, it's a sound of creation. You're going to put out the sounds of creation consciously and change something in you permanently. So everyone put their mics on and repeat with me. I'm going to give it to you in bite-sized chunk. Saint Germain's is an ascended master who looks after the purple flame. Declare this programming in you. So, okay, Marjorie, I'll just click the button. If you just say yes to unmute. Okay.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Okay.
Okay, repeat after me. We are Saint Germain.
We are
Saint
Germain.
For the purple flame.
to pour the purple flame
Through the aura and subtle bodies.
through
through
the
the
aura
aura and
body.
To burn away all low frequency energies.
to
Burn
burn away
all low frequency energies
That we have discovered.
that we have
discovered.
So that new higher level vibrations
so that new high level vibrations
can be accessed, accepted, and encoded.
Can be
accessed, accepted and encoded.
So a little pause there. Let that happen. The mind will want to just reel it all off, but we don't want to do that. We need to give the universe time to do that. Energy sort of goes busy for a while, then it sort of slows down. Now, next line. Saint Germain and higher self
Saint Germain
and higher self.
please burn out in one go.
Please burn out in one go.
100% the core issue
100% the core issue
for all levels and dimensions.
through all levels and dimensions.
I'll pause there. 100% the original cause
100%
the original cause
for all levels and dimensions.
through all levels and dimensions.
100% the source of its power
100% the source of its power
for all levels and dimensions.
through all levels and dimensions.
100% all energy attached
100% energy attached
through all levels and dimensions.
through all levels and dimensions.
100% all of its effects
100% all of its effects
through all levels and dimensions.
through all levels and
and
dimensions.
dimensions.
So let all that energy move. And energy sort of slows down. Then we say thank you.
Thank you.
That gratitude needs to be really felt because again, it opens up the connection to source. I feel the shift that's happening there. Good. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to clear any past lives which are stopping you from manifesting this gift of service. Normally on this past life chart, we pick through number mapping, allowing spirit to tell us which lives are affecting you. This is actually a past life death chart, but I'm going to change this. I just going to change death to lifetimes here. Okay, so I reckon about 80% of what we go through, what blocks us, is a lot of unresolved past life stuff. Because our soul has many lifetimes here, but with different personalities. So you are all brand new this lifetime at personality levels. Like I'm the first. This Nicolas here has never been on Earth before. But I don't know. There was George 50 years ago, 100 years ago, who existed with the same soul, had a different experience. So if George had a few things unresolved, it's going to feed into me to resolve this time as part of my experience. So we're going to clear a whole bunch of stuff holding you back. Okay. All right, because these got triggered as well. So these files actually physically, energetically open in your energy fields. Okay, so it can feel a bit dense sometimes. So we're going to clear them. Okay, so here we go again. Yo. Higher self.
Higher self.
Please clear, heal, and integrate.
Clear, heal,
and integrate
All these files and memories.
All
these
memories,
Including all cellular memories.
including all cellular memories,
cellular memory,
The DNA.
DNA,
and the subatomic levels.
and the subatomic levels.
Subatomic level.
I am now ready to heal
I am now ready to heal
all traumatic lifetimes,
all traumatic lifetimes,
lifetime.
blocking my gift of service
blocking my gift
Blocking my
of
gift
service
of service.
from manifesting
or
Or
manifesting
the new earth
manifesting
A new
a new earth.
at all levels and dimensions,
at all levels
all
and
levels
levels and
dimensions.
dimensions.
all time
all
frames,
time frames,
and
All
reality,
time frames.
and
Realities.
universes.
and the universes.
And universes.
So we pause here. The high self's got a lot to do now, so it's going to be going around cleaning out all these files, cleaning out the Akashic records. So you may feel stuff leaving your body. Okay, I get a sense that's done now. I command that any soul fragments
Command that
I command
And soul
any
fragments
soul fragments
held with these memories
held with these
with
memories
memories
are now returned to me,
are now returned to
are
me,
now returned to me,
fully whole and intact,
whole and
fully whole
intact,
and intact,
as appropriate.
as appropriate.
appropriate.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
back.
A little pause for that. Basically, our soul, sensitive parts of us fragment and go to different places, other people, other realities, another place on earth, could be anywhere, other dimensions, when we go through a lot of this intense stuff on the body. So now we're claiming them back, all the ones that got fragmented from these past lives. So you become more whole again. I command that the whole holographic matrix
I command
I command
that the whole
holographic
holographic
matrix
be repaired
be repaired
be repaired
through all layers and levels,
through all
all
layers
layers and
levels,
levels,
being brought into full alignment,
then brought
then
into full
brought
alignment,
into full alignment,
integration,
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 and balance,
and balance,
and balance,
allow for wholeness to emerge.
to allow for
the wholeness
wholeness
to
to
emerge.
Okay, so the holographic matrix is you, it's your energy field, it's your entire subjective reality created by your soul contract. Okay,
Oh my
So-
God.
so what happens there is that gets disturbed when you have heavy stuff like this happening. So basically, we're repairing it. So it gets it back to what it's meant to be, so you can deliver your gift of service in this case. That's why everyone has a unique subjective experience, even though they may be in the same physical space, because they're in a different holographic matrix. I say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Embrace the shift.
Embrace the shift.
Embrace the shift.
All right.
Embrace the shift.
So a lot of stuff went on there. So what we need to do now is that we need to help integrate that. Because basically you took apart a whole bunch of programming you. And the way we do that, let's have a drink. We use energetic nutrition. Right, so we're going to draw from either amino acids, essential fatty acids, from minerals and vitamins here, the right frequency that's containing the physical substance, okay? And that'll help integrate all the shifts, because basically you're dismantling the ego with love, but it can get a little unstable if you keep doing too much of it without integrating it. So we're going to integrate it, so you're going to feel better in your new state, okay? And the way we do that is that your higher self knows exactly which one to pick. Okay, so we're going to start figuring out, well, is it an amino acid, essential fatty acid, or is it a, here we go, we'll scroll down, or is it a mineral or vitamin? Okay, so this is the first Divine Healing Manual that our mirror, Ariel Helene and Miriam Roshan channeled through in 2006. So number mapping, which is basically the higher self gives you a number, is much easier than letter mapping. So I want you to close your eyes and I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say, just pick a number 1 to 4. And the first number that comes in your head is the correct one. And I want you to write it down. And the other numbers are incorrect. It's just the message. All right? Okay, so pick a number 1 to 4. Write it down. Okay. So anyone who got a 1, that's an amino acid. Keep your eyes closed. Pick a number 1 to 25 and write that down. And this is all of amino acids. You don't even have to be able to pronounce them properly or understand what they do. It'll still work. Okay. A lot of this manual was developed by Mary and Roshan, who were kinesiologists. Okay, people who got B, eyes closed, pick a number 1 to 19 and write that down. Whatever it was. I got this one here. I got capric acid. People who got 3 or C, which is minerals, pick a number here, 1 to 21. Whatever first comes in your head is the correct one. People who got 4, which is vitamins, pick a number 1 to 26 and write that down. So you got your nutrition, and it's going to infuse through your crown chakra down your central column, and it's going to radiate out in all directions, okay? So let's say this together. Microphone's on. Higher self, please encode these nutrients.
Myself.
Higher self, please encode these nutrients
In the perfect balance.
In a perfect
a
balance.
perfect balance
That is required. That is required.
That is required.
It's required.
that is required.
And clear and align all pathways.
And clear and
Align all
align all
pathways.
Align all
pathways.
Maximum
pathways.
assimilation.
Maximum
Maximum
assimilation,
assimilation.
absorption,
And utilization.
utilization.
And utilization.
Okay, allow that to come in because close your eyes and allow yourself to receive that. I'm feeling like a waveform going through the middle of me. So I'm moving around a little bit. Now it's propagating out radially in all directions. This has helped integrate your system after the removal of all the other programming. Okay. Have a little pause here, find out how that went, because this is the second half of the meditation, manifestation meditation, which I'm going to do after this one. But you need a break just to integrate this. So how was that? How do you feel? Shannon, how do you feel?
I don't know. Good, hot. I can feel like the waves coming through me.
Yeah.
But I'm so much lighter.
Yeah. So a whole bunch of stuff got cleared. Heat means you're getting cellular release of all the programming that was in there. Sometimes you get hot, you can get hot and cold as well coming out at the same time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who else would like to share how that was? Just wave at me. Marjorie?
Was really amazingly connected to clearing. I'm thrilled to have this experience. This is like what I've been trying to do, but I didn't have a clue how to do it. Thank you. Really wonderful.
Yeah, this is asking you shall receive, but you got to do it in very specific conditions. I mean, I set up the space before we started. And when you set up the right conditions, the higher self will do all those things you asked, which is why all these shifts are happening. So,
okay, yeah.
Okay, who else would like to share? Melissa? Guido?
I feel like I have more sense of the blood flow through the body now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the program, well, a big layer of programming is gone, you see, because you triggered it by focusing on where you wanted to go. Ego said, oh, I don't want Greta to do that. So you forced it to show its hand, and when it brought all the programs up, we just cleared it out. So it couldn't help itself. It's just its nature. Okay. All right. Melissa?
Yeah, I know that our hands are extensions of our heart and through the meridians, and I could feel like really clammy, like sweaty clamminess through my hands, and like just the chills through my body, which I know when my higher self is speaking with me, I can feel like I get the chills through my body, like a vibration. So it was almost like the acceptance was like saying thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Angelina, how was that?
It was lovely. I felt like the ripple of it through my system, but I felt better. It just felt better and better and lighter and just full of light. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So whatever is pushing on you emotionally is the top layer of the ego onion. You guys just peeled a big layer off. But if you keep doing this regularly, which is what divine healing is about, eventually the ego dissolves and you get back to the pure love that you are. And then you accelerate your journey in that process of getting back to source and accessing your gift of service. They two of them go together. Okay. So and then life gets easier. Ever since I started this in 2006, my life's got so much better. It was pretty miserable up to that stage because I had so many. My onion was pretty big, the size of a house, I reckon. The amount of programming I had. Okay, but that's what happens, when you're here to do something like I do. The peeling of the ego onion is the learning. Everything you've gone through is learning, so that you can bring to your gift of service. Even though at the time it may think, "Oh my God, I wish I didn't have this one." You're going to learn something from it. Okay. So divine healings are based on asking, you shall receive, and it was channeled to our Miriam Rashan as a means of getting back to source. Okay, because everything that can be learned on earth has been learned, and so that's a taste of divine healing. So when we teach this, Sophie, you got a question? Yeah.
Oh, hello. This is my very first experience of finding your beautiful website, and I just wanted to say I feel I've slightly missed the point where you were asking people for their feedback, but it was just so tremendous, and I just wanted to thank you so much. It's been so interesting, and so the meditations were just so beautiful, and my heart jumps up with joy to have been part of this meditation. And it's been curious to me to know why I was so drawn to save this link that I found and to listen to it live, because I'm a nutritionist and a body worker, and I work with my hands all the time. But at this point, I feel I know why I was so attracted to this as a beautiful place to find like-minded souls, and just thank you for this step on my journey. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming, Sophie. Your higher self got you here for a reason. So
Thank you.
Well done for listening. Okay.
Thank you so much, and I do hope to be able to listen to the rest of the recording, but I have a time deadline now.
Okay, I understand. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah. So divine healing is about asking, you shall receive, and basically, I'm going to talk a bit more about it before we do the final part of the manifestation, just to give you time to integrate, you guys, because it's quite strong what we're doing. So the higher self built you, and so what it does is it uses divine healing. This is the level 1 manual, which has 26 charts linked to the letters of the alphabet. We're basically changing your DNA And it's giving you a tool to empower yourself. So you can clear this ego construct and get back to the love that you are and deliver your gift of service, in this case, to manifest the new earth. And so what happened was over a year, 2006, 26 charts were channeled through our mirror and Mary and Roshan. Okay, and these are the charts. And what the higher self does is that we teach you in the training which chart to pick through number mapping. Okay, and we go through all the charts. You basically get a massively powerful healing through all 26 charts. It takes 4 days. Okay, and what happens is that these charts are taught pretty much like you experienced just now, where I explain what they mean. If it's simple enough chart, I just do the chart on you, everybody. If it's more complex, I will do a demo on one of you. And then if you guys could all go on mute, that'd be great. I do a demo on one of you, and then you go into Zoom breakout rooms, private digital spaces. If you're not familiar with breakout rooms, there's just 2 of you, and you give and receive the treatment to learn how it works. Receiving is just as important as giving. So you get a massive healing through all these charts, and you learn how to do them. So then you have a tool at the end of the training, after 4 days of this intensive, to then really peel the ego onion. And it's empowering, because if something's triggered by you in the process of life, you have this tool, you can just clean the thing out without having to suffer for days, months, or years with the program. So basically, it accelerates your peeling of your ego onion, your alignment to your gift of service. So therefore, the manifestation of it's going to happen a lot faster, and you're going to have life's going to be a lot easier. Plus, it gives you a tool to use on other people if you're a therapist as well. So that's what divine healing is about. And we have things like sorting your chakras out, clearing fears and phobias, clearing blockages to God consciousness, higher consciousness, very powerful chart. Hidden subconscious ego agendas. We did interferences here. Judgments and beliefs that lock us into certain patterns of being. Key psychological conflicts, certain ways we need to be, which basically so we call them psychological reversals, which sabotage us. We did mainly frequency programs, we did nutrition. This is the original times when things actually occur, because we can get to what caused something, we can then unpick it. Therefore, that causal energy disappears, so the program disappears as part of that. We did a variation on past life deaths. This is repairing the energy bodies, sabotages, repairing traumas, toxicity, vaccines in the body, balancing our male-female polarities. So that's what we learn over 4 days when we do this, okay? So you've got a tool for self-actualization, so you can actually get on with this mission. And this is what it was for, so like because we get on with it, okay? So is that. What else do I want to say before I teach you anymore? Okay, so actually the dates. So if you want to learn this, actually I forgot to update these dates. The next, let me find the training. I'll tell you the training. If you want to learn this, we do it on Zoom. I've got back from holiday, so I'm still getting up and running here. The next dates actually are the 6th to the 9th of October, 2023. One long weekend. Okay. We do it on Zoom just like we're doing now. And we do it from 12:30, 8:30 UK. And therefore it's 7:30 AM start in Eastern time to 3:30 PM. If you're on the Pacific time, it's 4:30 AM to 12:30 PM. 1:30 PM in Europe, we start. And so we set the schedule so it runs from California out to the Eastern Bloc. Although we do get people from further east as well, if you're interested. So basically we spend about 6 hours a day. So you do 4 1.5 hour sessions a day with 2 20-minute breaks and a meal break about midday Eastern time. on Zoom. So if you want to find out more, go to the divinehealingtraining.com. And people find it's more effective to learn it themselves than go to lots of sessions, simply because the cost of the training is only about equivalent to about 5.5-hour private sessions. If you're interested, the full fee is $571 UK pounds, about $700 US. This will vary because the exchange rates are fluctuating a lot. And to secure your place is a deposit of £193 or $240 if you want to change your life and manifest your gift of service, which is ultimately the sole purpose here. Okay, so that's what's available. So, any questions on what we've done today before we do the final part of the manifestation? Any questions? Melissa?
I don't have a question, but if you would be okay with me to share, I was kind of shuffling my cards like a collective reading, and I got this card that said expansion. You have been receiving messages that it's time for your soul to expand beyond the 3D vision. You're an old soul that is here to do many great things. You've come to realize that through doing the hard work and merging with your higher self, there's no going back. So enjoy the new way of being and have an acceptance and inner peace moving forward. And I was just like, that just so resonated with me, just with what we just did and what we're going to do. It's just so beautiful. I really, like I said, I so enjoy being here. So I'm so ready for the next thing.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's divine healing. Any other questions about divine healing before we finish the manifestation off? Everyone's okay? Right, so what I taught you at the beginning was the manifestation for sunrise. Okay, so it's ideal if you can do it at sunrise. The shift from dark to light is a very powerful manifestation time, and I will put, there's a specific web program which you put your physical address in, and it will tell you the precise timing, which changes obviously through the year. If you can't make it, simply because of children or it's just too early, I'll put a command code in there which will allow you to say to God, okay, shift the manifestation energy back to the time of sunrise. Okay, it'll be in the YouTube description. Okay, so that's what you do in the morning. In the morning, you manifest what you desire. In the evening, you do a gratitude meditation. Same idea, but being grateful for the good stuff that's come to you. It could be anything, and you do that at sunset. And the program will give you, it's a German one, will also be able to tell you when sunset is for your precise location. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay. So once you close your eyes, that's 3 phases again, but we use the sound of Om. Okay. For the first 2 phases, we use Om, the sound of God. And then for the third phase, we use Shalom. Okay. So for the first phase, we're going to breathe from the base to the crown. So I want you to close your eyes. Okay. When you're ready, microphone's on. And get a feeling in your heart what you're grateful for. It could be anything. I'm grateful for you guys turning up, and we're all having a pretty good time here. So I feel gratitude for that. Okay. And you can change what you're feeling grateful to as you go through. But it's good to stick to one thing if you can, but often it will change. But the main thing is that will open the heart to oneness, to source, and that will bring the good stuff to you. It's important to have no expectation in either meditation, morning or evening, of what's going to come, because that, for the ego, putting limitation, just be open to the universe. So let's do the Om from the base to the crown, unconditional gratitude, without expectation. So we go. Okay, everyone do this. Do this with me. The louder the better. Eyes closed. The sound's what manifested, actually. And we're going to the second phase. We're going from the arm, from the base to the crown, out to oneness with the same issue. Okay. You guys are a bit quiet. Not much manifestation is going to happen unless you get okay. Don't be shy. You are God, mate. You know, manifest it. That third one, I'm going to use shalom, but still feeling gratitude from base to crown, out to the oneness. Pure gratitude now. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Do that gratitude. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Relax now. Just keeping your eyes closed, be in the energy. What are you all? You're invoking the powers of God, the oneness of God when you do this, so it's very strong. Breathing into your heart, allowing things to settle. Breathing. Okay. Well cooked, people. All right. How was that? Angelina?
That was amazing. That was amazing. It's still vibrating through part of the bones in my head.
Yeah.
That is incredible. It's like a feeling of expansion just going out and out and out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're dealing with the sounds of oneness of God. It's so strong. See?
Wow.
So watch what happens in your life. You do this. If you do this regularly, if you focused on one manifestation for 6-7 days, okay, and you also do it morning and evening, watch what happens. Okay, watch what happens. Amazing stuff starts to happen. It's very important to be consistent with the manifestation in the morning, because you have all the 10 million things you want to manifest, you change it. You know, this is going to go say, Shannon, can you please make your mind up? Because we're trying to do it, but we need to have clarity. So focus on one thing until it starts to happen. Okay. And then change the next week's theme to something else. Depends what you want or you desire. This is how you create it. And the divine healing, it's important. It'll trigger a lot of stuff, which is why we have divine healing, to clean it out. Because the very barriers to the turning up are in you. But if you clean yourself out completely, then it should turn up pretty much immediately. So the rate it turns up depends on how clear you are. So manifesting without clearing the issue is not going to create a lot. But manifesting with a tool to clear it is going to bring the stuff you desire. This is how you do it. Angelina.
I've got gusting coming from my whole heart, coming out, cold gusting coming out from my body.
That'll be pretty old trauma and program, cellular trauma coming out. It's freezing cold, that's trauma and shock.
It is freezing cold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been stored there ever since you received it, whatever happened. Okay. How are people doing?
Wow.
Anyone else want to share how they're doing before we finish with that? Any questions before we go? Melissa?
I do. So the Om was for morning manifestation, and then the Shalom was the gratitude more towards the evening.
Yeah, the Om and the Shalom are for the evening.
Okay. Oh, they were the evening ones.
The morning is the R sound. Okay.
Gotcha.
You just watch the video again.
Yeah.
Or get Wayne Dyer's book. He just describes the sound, but I added a whole lot of other stuff. Connect you to oneness to make it accelerate the process much more.
Okay. I do have a question before we I'll exit. So with the divine healing, so I'm doing the soul contract level 1 training.
Yeah.
Do these kind of integrate towards each other? I mean, I'm doing this, I know they're kind of like both classes are kind of very close together, and I kind of have other obligations. But does it really matter the order? Like if I wanted to get more into like a divine healing with the soul contract readings, do they kind of go hand in hand?
Yeah.
And should do one before the other one?
The way it works is that the soul contract, which sounds like most of you know what yours are, that gives you the spiritual map of life of where your soul wants to go.
Yeah.
Divine healing is the tool that was developed by Amir and Miriam Rashad to clear the pathway so you can get on with it. So the two are completely integrated the way they work. Okay, because it's all very well understanding your contract. If you don't have a tool to clear the karmic issues that come up, you're not going to get very far, which is why this is why divine healing was born.
Yeah.
So they as a therapy package, it's very powerful, because when a client understands their contract, which is what you're going to be able to do, and they own it, because the soul contract work cuts through all the ego illusion and untruth, then they're more prepared to work on it. So they say to you, Melissa, okay, I feel my karmic 3, I feel unworthiness, it's coming up from my contract, let's go and work on it. And because they totally understand it, and have accepted it, the work goes much deeper and faster. So what practitioners find is that they give a soul contract reading first, and then what happens is that the clients will come back for repeatedly to keep clearing the issues with your divine healing. So it's good for repeat business. It's good for accelerating people's growth enormously, because you're the one they're going to go to, because you understand intimately what's going on, and it's basically dissolved the big layer of ego resistance. So why would they go anywhere else? Okay.
True, for sure.
They want to get on with it, you see.
Right. So would I go through level 3 before I just started the divine healing, or would you kind of do those simultaneously?
Once people discover what this is, they do it. They learn level 1 divine healing as soon as they can get to one. You don't need to have 3 levels of soul contract to do divine healing. The first level of soul contract will enable you to deliver really good birth charts. So if you learn So if you can't come to this divine healing, come to the one in spring. I'll tell you when that is. It's the next one. When is that? The spring one is 17th and 18th of February. It's a weekend.
Okay.
And the 24th and 20th of February, 24th and 25th. So
so the overlays is in level 2 though, right? Because that's where I feel like I'm very like drawn to, like family dynamics, like two different souls that overlay that have, you know, in that sense. But that's in level 2, right?
Yeah, level 2 is taught annually, and the next one is in the middle of summer. That next one will be on the calendar here.
But is that when the overlay is taught is in level 2, or is that in 1?
No, level. You need to come to level 2 for that. That is running on the 25th to 28th of July next year.
Yeah. Okay.
It runs once a year. That's where we talk about family dynamics, because you have to understand the basic numbers and practice giving lots of readings before you can come to level 2. Otherwise, we'll be gobbledygook as far as you're concerned. You will not understand it.
Exactly. Okay. Got it.
Right.
So then I could squeeze in like divine healing between the 2 classes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Then you have a great set of tools. You can make a big difference in people's lives already.
Yeah.
Which most of the practitioners do when they discover what it can do. So.
Yeah. Like huge.
Yeah. Night and day. Right. Any other questions or comments? Well, you've got me here. Shannon, you look like you're about to ask me a question. It's like a speech bubble, but you're not quite sure. Can't quite hear you there. I broke up. Say it again.
I said I feel so seen in this space. I feel like you just keep calling me out. I love it. I think I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do divine healing before I do soul contract, because it is just so impactful for me. I guess that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, well, whatever opens your heart the most. Okay. So, I mean, if you decided to do this divine healing coming up in October, the soul contract is pretty much straight afterwards, but we run the soul contract work twice a year. So if you can't make the October soul contract because you just did divine healing, it's a lot to do both. But some people do it. The next soul contract one, the spring one, I'll give you the dates. That will run the 8th to the 10th of March and the 16th and 17th of March. So we split the workshops into 2 weekends in spring for you guys who don't get much holiday. Okay. All right, that's what happens. So if you want the split weekends, you got to do the spring workshops. So contract 1, divine healing 1. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that's the other time you can do it. That'll give you time to get divine healing from October up and running, and then you're not going to overload yourself potentially. Well, some people do both because they just want to get on with it. Just depends on what feels right, basically. Whatever opens your heart is the key with this, is what we say, because there's an actual order of learning and growth and implementation of this if you're drawn to this work. Okay.
So David, since I have you on Zoom, so I already paid for level 1 soul contract training, so I'm all set up to start in October.
Yep.
So if I kind of meditate on this and something comes up where I'm shifting into the divine healing in October, is that possible to reach out through email to switch me into that other class if I desire that? I'm going to kind of meditate.
We could discuss that if you're drawn to it, but just okay. see what opens your heart the most. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just totally torn for right now, just the soul contract stuff. Like I said, I've just seen so many synchronicities, and it's just been between, like, you know, your version and Blue's version, and then the guy that started it in Sedona. It's just been quite amazing.
Yeah. So have you trained with Blue?
No, but I have read his book.
Yeah. Well, we trained him about 20 years ago, and so his version is more 16.7, the subcontract, it's more plain English. He tried to reach a completely different market to us. We've maintained Frank Alpa, the founders, for training, so you'll get the highest level transmission of the lineage from us. That's
Right.
so that's the difference. So it's addressing different groups of people the way it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Go with whatever draws you. What tends to happen if you're starting a practice with our work is that people will come for a soul contract reading first, then they will be, when they become aware of the issues, then divine healing comes in. Most practitioners lead with soul contract. That's their primary lead product first. People want to know what's going on. That's a unique offering. No one else really offers it, trains the way we do. And then people build the divine healing practice afterwards, once they've started to establish the soul contract practice. So it usually works better that way around. That's from what people have seen, but it's important to go to, so you know how it works. But it's important to follow what you feel drawn to. So
right. It's just that the class is at 5:30 in the morning for me here in Denver, Colorado. It's just so early. So maybe I'll even do both classes. I just have to really like bring it in and kind of, thank you.
Yeah. What used to happen is people would fly from the States to England for these. So
I wish I could.
That's well, we don't do it in person anymore. It's on Zoom. I gave up flying around to teach classes because it went global.
Yeah.
But
I did check that out, but you didn't.
I don't do in-person classes because it's global anymore. I used to come to America a lot to teach. I don't do that either. So
that's good.
So the key with the early hours is to get to bed early, and the other thing is to get homeopathics. There's a thing called no jet lag. I think you can get it in America. It's what for long haul flights. And what it'll do is it'll float your body clock. So you can think of going on the training is like going on a long haul flight. So you float your body clock, go to bed early, okay, and it takes the first couple of days takes some adjustment. Then after that, you're basically on a long haul flight for 5 days.
Okay.
Then that works. That's what people find. You get used to it, but it will feel like being jet lagged. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you.
And you said a remedy.
It's called look up no jet lag tablets. So these are homeopathics or it's vitamins. I'm not sure what they do in America. It's out of New Zealand, but it's global. That's what most people do. They get the homeopathics to cope with it. So then it's okay. After 24 hours, it usually tends to work okay.
Okay, thank you.
That's the way around it. And make sure you have at least 2 or 3 days rest afterwards if you can manage it. And drink a lot of water, day off before and 2 or 3 days after each training, because it's like you've been on a long haul flight.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah. And don't plan on doing anything major or make any major decisions with family or anything like that, because you want to be very insular in the 5th dimensional bubble of the training. So you need to go inwards. Okay. So make sure the kids and everyone's organized. They're not going to bug you because you won't want to know. Okay.
Exactly.
You say to them, you're not going to get a response out of me, so don't even think about it. Let me integrate this, then you have my attention. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how people do it. And then come out of the bubble, back into their normal life, changed, and they get on with it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. No, my family's on board, so I'm so excited.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions of any kind?
I have a little question.
Marjorie?
Is it possible to have the language written on the screen? There's a capacity where I could sometimes where I can read what you're saying. Is that possible?
YouTube, you can turn YouTube captions on, and then it will actually translate it as you play it back.
Yeah, not translating. I just wanted to be able to clarify the sound, so I miss words sometimes. I have a little hearing or whatever. So how do I do that?
It'll probably be under settings in YouTube, a little cog symbol. There'll be a thing called captions, and you can switch it on. And the AI in YouTube will then translate it into written English.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I'll try to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is everyone okay? Any other questions? Any of you guys who are in the attendee room, any other questions? You can put it in the chat if you want before we go. Sophie, you're going to say something, put your mic on.
I'm just saying thank you again. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely
right.
to see everybody.
All right. Thanks for coming, guys. For total engagement. That was fun. We'll get the video out to you probably tomorrow because it's the evening this time. Okay. Tomorrow or the day after. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really
Bye.
appreciate it.
Thank you for everybody.
Thank you.